Any word?
Nothing yet.
Well, here's a word. Welcome. So yes, everybody, welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We are at the war room, and we're about to check up on some missions that are completed. We'll send out some more missions, and then we'll get back into this. So let's go to Orlais first, because I see this one over here and one over there. Judgment. Movern's arrived. Report ready. We've received a rather cult. So we're starting this video off right away with me being unable to speak. That's good. Okay, so anyway. We have received a rather curt reply from the gift of Morvin, or Mavrin, and his clan from Thenis, representing the Ambassadoria. And by the way, one complaint I have is that this doesn't automatically print up a bold text that I can read easily. Instead, it's black lettering over top what looks like parchment, but it blends into the darker parts of the parchment. It makes it hard to read. So anyway, an arbiter of Southern Holdings. It falls to me to exhort to reciprocating in kind. Sure how he managed to write with a sneer, but it is palpable. Josephine. All right, well, we got some influence. Rescue the spy. Miller is free, and little worse for wear. Best of all, by escaping on her own, Miller presumes she learns from it. I feel her future work will be exceptional. Leliana. Okay, and over here... This patrol for the crew. The Sutherland lad and his small crew have reported in. Only minor trouble, as expected. Nevertheless, they have increased our presence. They seem useful freelancers. So once again, old Sutherland doing a hell of a job. It seems to be our prize recruit right now. Okay, so let's serve any master. Inquisitor. Here's an interesting thing. Among the various things we found at Caer Branach that belongs to its former mercenary inhabitants was a journal, and in it I found mention of several high-placed clerks in the Imperial Counting House who are, shall we say, known for their loose tongues. They sell what they know to mercenaries seeking to outbid others for work. But should we dispatch agents to speak with them, it would take very little pressure to have them work exclusively for us. The agents would need to remain to watch over our new friends, but I've been trying to place eyes on these positions for years. Leliana. Well, then that's what we're doing. Boom.
Let us begin.
Okay, and this is gather herbs. We don't need to do reports of darkspawn activity. Resources. Okay, that's a mission. Gather coin. South Haven ruins. Okay. So we're almost clear of the Ferelden missions that are non-coin, herb, and resource gathering. There are reports of darkspawn activity on the Storm Coast. While the area is sparsely populated, the darkspawn pose a significant threat to travelers, as well as to Inquisition soldiers stationed on the coast. Should the darkspawn branch away from the region, villages further inland may be at risk. Well, Colin can get that done rather quickly. Alright, and... I guess Cullen was supposed to do that. That's okay. No. I guess he was supposed to do either one of them. Alright, well that's fine. We'll go send a mission to Orlais. The Hunter Shade Dracula. Let's go. I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. Make contact in the Emerald Graves. I need to do that. Liberate Empress du Lion. Investigate the Exalted Plains. Battalion for Sarah and Verciel. My phone going off in the background a couple of times. Alliances. Observing the Deadlock. It was to be expected. In the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition, Several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they seem mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standing. Okay, well.
Inquisitor.
Take care of it. And in the meantime, we have a couple of things to do. Alright, let's see. Boing. Boing. Yes, we have judgments. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm answering a message on Facebook.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
Well, yeah, he has a chance to prove it. Now, I understand him doing it. I mean, he it's a horrible thing, obviously, to flood and kill all those people. But here, we'll give him a chance to prove himself. The only thing is, I know that there's certain times where like judgment would have to come up where we're going to have to kill someone or be harsh with them. But I think those sometimes it's a little more obvious. With this guy, I don't know. I feel like we can. I feel like we can let him prove himself. Pardon me. That was pretty gross. See, it's either that muddles things or give him a chance to prove it. I'm not 100%. What do we do here? So we just give him a chance to prove himself and...
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood? Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the Blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
Well, I mean, he could be locked up or exiled. I think the best thing I can do is exile. I think that's the most fair because he meant well. He was putting people out of their misery. As fucked up as it is.
You lied for 10 years about your crime, then fled after confessing your guilt. For avoiding justice, you are exiled from Ferelden. I doubt the Crown will disagree.
I knew your coming meant the end, one way or another.
Now, I don't remember if you ever receive updates as to what has come of him, but I would look at it like this. If he's exiled, it's free to go. Word may get out about what he did. And if somebody decides that they want to exact revenge on him, well, that's the risk he's going to take. So while I was offline, I ended up having a conversation with Mother Gisette, or Giselle, however you say her name, and it regarded Dorian. I don't think this was on the video because I hadn't meant to have the conversation, and it pulled this whole thing where Dorian's family wants to meet up with him, and they want to do it in secret, and it's not something that I'm comfortable with. I don't want to make him show up and speak to his family, without, like, I don't want to trick him into talking to them. But they all feel that it's the only way that he will talk to his family. So I'm on the fence as to whether or not I should say something to him or not. I'm leaning towards not saying anything. In the meantime...
Committed bachelor, I hear. Shame.
I know.
A way with words, too.
Shame.
Who are you people talking about? There was something else I was going to do while I was here. I forget what it was. But let's take care of that. Something left behind to read. A request for resources on the Fade. Regarding your request, as a noted partner of the Inquisition, Lady Montaliette has ensured our contacts are quick to reply. The few titles on hand accompany this letter, with the remaining en route from libraries in Val Royeaux and surrounding. Archivist Bannon. Fade and Spirits Mysterious by Brother Ferdinand Gentivi. An Enchanter's Observations by Anonymous. The Unholy Grace, author unknown. On Silver Chords by First Enchanter Irving. Wisdom Failed, the Hedge Mage, collected by First Enchanter Heron. Translations of the Alien Excavation, collected by Brother Ferdinand Gentivi. Tevinter Journeys Inward by Archon Veius Hour. Orlesian Heart by formerly Sister Laudine. Speaking to the Other, a translation by Lady Gann. On Lyrium, a Templar's Memoir by Sir Atreus. Dalish Myth and Collected Truths Against, collected by Sister Petrine. Alvahandis Falsis, Trio Metid Dracus, untranslated, author unknown. There are 2 more pages of titles listed beneath. Well, thank you for not making us read those. Solus.
Sleep well?
Well, if we had no idea what they were talking about, and he's asking me if it's like, well, that was incredible, that was, I don't know, that was strange. Without context, that really sounds weird. So this is him in regards to being in my character's dream and taking him into Haven. But it was, like I said, it was in the Fade, like a dream state. So that's what they're referring to.
I've never done anything like that before. You regularly talk to people in dreams?
No.
Consider that one more rule you have effortlessly broken in your rise to power. I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream with such focus. It is truly remarkable. But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Tevinter city buried deep beneath the dead and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature in the city seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness. The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang a soldier's hymn to keep formation. Primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choirs mastered. Though their cause was all but hopeless, they sang songs that made the spirits weep.
Taking a drink, he caught me mid-drink there.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
All right, so it's probably something I'm not going to have time to read here, right? It's a lot of jibber jabber. Yeah, so apparently it's above me to go a level up. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards letting Dorian know. I don't want it to be a secret, especially because the last few conversations that we've had with Dorian, like we've been able to be pretty good friends with him and get along real well. So I think it would be kind of screwed up if we all of a sudden decide, oh, let's start lying to the guy. Okay.
I'm told you have Alexius researching magic for you. Research is always what made him happiest. Perhaps I'll even go talk to him eventually. One word of advice. If he suggests altering time as a way to solve all your problems, give it a pass.
No. Yep, we're gonna tell him.
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous proposal from some Antivan dowager?
Not quite. It's from your father.
From my father? I see. And what does Magister Hallward want, pray tell?
A meeting.
Show me this letter. I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
Okay, I'm willing to let this... My son just came in, that's why I was quiet. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter. Why would you do that? Give me a mandatory plot. I won't let him. I won't let him.
That would be hard to do while I stood there.
He expects me to travel with Mother Giselle, although Maker knows why he'd think I would. Let's go. Let's meet this so-called family retainer. If it's a trap, we escape and kill everyone. You're good at that. If it's not, I send the man back to my father with a message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
There seems to be bad blood between you and your family.
Interesting turn of phrase. We've never talked about my family before. They're not happy with my choices, you see. Nor I theirs.
What choices? Leaving to Winter?
That too.
I think you should meet with this retainer. Find out what your family wants.
I didn't ask what you thought, did I?
Dorian's feeling edgy.
Was unworthy, I apologize. There'd be no harm in hearing what this man of my father's has to say. If I don't like it, however, I want to leave.
That's fair enough.
That works for me.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
Alright, well, we don't have to go to the Gill and Lantern quite yet, because first we can go back to the war room. Since Cullen is done with his job and we can send somebody else. And here's another thing. I keep hearing apparently someone talking as I come through these halls. I don't know where the person is that's speaking. There's a few rooms I've been in where sometimes I just see the text popping up, and sometimes I actually hear someone speaking, but there's no one in the room, and I can't figure out if there's a room above it or nearby that's screwing me up. That's, you know, that I'm hearing. It's pretty confusing. All right, so reports of darkspawn activity. Commander, we conducted sweeps of the Storm Coast and determined where the darkspawn are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. Scout Harding. Rewards received. Nothing. Okay. That's fine. Scout Haven Ruins. Diverting soldiers in the Frostbacks. How long are these missions? Letter delivered by Messenger Bird. My name is Sister Paulette. My sisters and I have been accompanying a handful of injured Inquisition soldiers through the Frostbacks. As they are no longer able to fight for the Inquisition, they wish to return to their families in Ferelden. These are strange times, and many seek the solace or forgiveness of loved ones. Unfortunately, that peace may never come. A band of Avar, refusing to see reason, have pinned us down. We have taken refuge in a cave and are holding them off as best we can, but I do not know how long we can last. I understand this bird is trained to return to Skyhold.
Yes, thank
I
you.
pray it is so. We need aid. A note in Cullen's hand follows. Soldiers dispatched from Skyhold itself will not reach them in time. We should have men near their location. We sent a party to pursue a group of Red Templars we suspect of moving captured civilians to one of the Red Lyrium mines. A swift bird might reach the party, allowing them to go to the Sisters' aid. However, we would likely lose the Templars' trail. Well, no one wants to make this call, but if the Red Templars do escape, more people will be harmed. Our soldiers would understand.
All right.
Bummer. So pretty much just accepting that our people are about to die. All right, so let's... the hinterlands. Which, by the way, I did complete all of the astrariums and the ocularums, however you say it. And I thought there was another ocularum or whatever around here where you find the shards, but I had already found it. The one by the dragons, or by the dragon. I had already found that one. There was another random one out here that I hadn't activated. So I collected all that stuff, so that's all done. So pretty much everything in the hinterlands at this point is complete. So the only thing to do now is to take Dorian. So obviously he has to go with us. Sarah could be a troublemaker. Cole might freak people out. Take Varric and Blackwall. I'm just gonna play this as you know, in a way that if I want to have a meeting, you know, with and keep an eye on Dorian, but I want things to go well, I'm going to try to avoid bringing any people who might cause problems. Even though it would be funny to see Sarah's reactions to everything. Or even Iron Bull talking trash. But it's not necessary. And everyone's falling to the ground. All right.
Perhaps you're right, dear. Good day. You should go to Denerim.
Me? What about us?
Of course. I will stay and put things in order here, then follow you.
Make me with you. I'm not going to leave for Denerim without you.
Nonsense. With money enough for you to have a seat on Matchstick. You can go once.
Grandma.
I would just slow you down, dear.
Oh. Make me with you. I see. Make me with you.
Good day. The makeup of people who are here now. Good day. It's definitely changed. Very interesting. The Gull and Lantern. So here we are, Dorian. Eventually, whenever we're done with the black screen, there we go. Thank you.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
Considering you lied to get him here, Dorian has every right to be furious.
You don't know the half of it. But maybe you should.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind. The perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Don't leave it like this, Dorian. You'll never forgive yourself.
Tell me why you came.
If I knew, I would drive you to the Inquisition.
You didn't. I joined the Inquisition because it's the right thing to do. Once, I had a father who would have known that.
Once, I had a son who trusted me. A trust I betrayed. I only wanted to talk to him, to hear his voice again. To ask him to forgive me.
Time for old Acrogoth to get the hell out of there. No reason to snoop in on the conversation between father and son. And black screen. So I think I'm going to stream for maybe another 45 minutes. And then I gotta start making food.
Too much pride. Once I would have been overjoyed to hear him say that. Now I'm not certain. I don't know if I can forgive him.
He tried to change you.
Out of desperation. I wouldn't put on a show, marry the girl, keep everything unsavory, private and locked away. Selfish, I suppose. Not to want to spend my entire life screaming on the inside. He was going to do a blood ritual. Alter my mind. Make me acceptable. I found out. I left.
Maybe if you keep working at it. Keep talking.
It was a start, at least. Thank you for bringing me out there. It wasn't what I expected, but it's something. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
Nope.
I think you're very brave.
Brave?
It's not easy to abandon tradition and walk your own path.
At any rate, time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime, if you've a mind.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with me, young man. Your glib tongue does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me, Your Reverence.
As usual, if you want to read this, you can pause it and you can read them. Okay. Let's go back to the war room. Whoop. Let's go the right way.
We can't fight a god. The Elder thinks nothing. He's done. They make it.
Hello, Josephine. Goodbye, Josephine. I'm jumping up staircases, Josephine. Summoning the War Council, Josephine. Don't mind me. Well, you're part of the War Council, so get your ass over here. With your crazy candle on a book. Okay, Ferelden. That was simpler than I would have hoped. The Imperial Counting House clerks were so shocked to have been discovered, and so fearful of being found out, they all but swore their loyalty to the Inquisition on the spot. My agents say they are behaving themselves so far. Indeed, they sent gifts for you to prove their good faith, but we will watch them closely nevertheless. In the meantime, any efforts we make to gather coin in Skyhold will undoubtedly benefit their placement. Leliana. And we got a gold necklace out of it. Yay, gold necklaces. Scout the Haven ruins. Inquisitor, per our conversation, I would like permission to send some of the chargers to Haven. Our goal is to find any gear lost in Corypheus' attack, check for enemy stragglers, and bring in refugees who have not yet found Skyhold. Lieutenant Cremisius Aklasi.
At your service.
Yeah. Alright, what should we do? What should we do? Because there's some places where we could...
I have something for you, Commander. The soldiers the Herald rescued from the Fallermire arrived an hour ago.
Thank the Maker. We need good news.
Well, we haven't been back here. You know what? Let's do it. We haven't been back there, and it's about time. So, who shall we take to the desert with us? Take Solus. Take... I almost called him Red Bull. Let's take Iron Bull. And... we'll take Barrick. No particular reason, just mixing and matching. I think the Varric and Iron Bull dynamic is pretty funny. Solus is generally pretty straight-laced. So you don't really get a whole lot of funny stuff out of him, except for when someone like Iron Bull is asking him of emotional things, which he doesn't know how to really react to. Alright, so, right away, message for you, sir.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Oh, we need more Serpent Stone for that. Okay. So, let's, first of all... Apparently I did not look at that yet. I really haven't done much here. Okay, so there's where some shards are. What is that? Temple of Pride. Now... Okay, so this doesn't really matter until I collect all the shards throughout the game. That's when I can finally enter there. Okay, so maybe I did that one already. But we have not found this. It's not far away. How did we not go there yet? Must have just gotten distracted or something. Worn Pillars. A sketch of the pillars, followed by another drawing imagining the pillars as part of a grand monument with appended notes on the subject. The remains of the structure surely predate the Second Blight, perhaps older. My knowledge of ancient Imperium architecture is limited. There are some similarities, but I'm uncertain of their origin. One of the miners thinks they're elven. Of course, this is based on a few carvings he found that look sort of elfy. The pillars are unlike the ruins one sees in the Dales. Of course, these would be much older than anything found there. Excerpt from the journal of Henry Duquette, Enver's Mining Company representative and amateur historian. Alrighty. So apparently, I must have looked at this and saw a shard, and then didn't look anymore. Did I get attacked or something? I cannot remember. So many shards. Oh, shards, where are you? What's the deal? Aha. There we go. Alright, I'm not knocking myself out to get them right now. So, if I collect them, I collect them. Like, that's if I stumble across them. Otherwise, my focus will be finding them when I'm offline. Let's take a peek. Let's head... Oh, there's a Fade Rift there. I could go kill a Fade Rift. Let's do it. Alright, why not? Shard right away. That's a... Would be a hell of a drop. A drop I've probably experienced. Incidentally, I wonder if I can be heard clearly, or if I come across as very quiet. I was thinking about that the other day because I did an episode of Marvel Heroes Omega, and I sounded really quiet, and I don't know if it goes game to game or if it's just in general, because I mean, I'm not yelling into my microphone while I'm recording here. Like, I don't feel like I really... Ooh, that's a drop. Let's not do that. But yeah, I don't feel like, you know, raising my voice unnaturally just to be heard into my little PlayStation microphone, the one that comes with the PlayStation. So at some point I'll get a better headphones and mic combination, in which case I won't have to worry about it. The real trick is going to be finding this damn... It's out over there. That's a shard. Hooray. What's that over there that's... Shard, but there's also the temple. Okay, well, we're not concerned about that. Incidentally, something else that's great about Inquisition, about Dragon Age Inquisition, is that it's not all railroad. Like, there's... Oh, yep, something's coming after us. You can die. You interrupted what I was saying, spider, and now you must die. Now you're dead. Oh, what you brought down. Dead? Are we all burnt? Nope, there's another one. Still another one. Lord. Okay, we done? Is everything dead? Nope. Apparently we're not done. Now? Nope, another one. If that is enough, spiders, we've had it with you. Note found on a corpse. The note is charred, but a portion remains legible. The torch will scatter them, or draw them. Fairly certain they'll scatter. Well, apparently not, because he's dead. But anyway, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, and maybe collect some serpent stone, is, you know, with this being a pretty open world, you know, type of game where you have more of a sandbox to play in, whereas the older games were you just went checkpoint to checkpoint, basically. Oh, even more spiders. Man, how many of you are... It's like a never-ending attack with spiders until I activate something. I mean, that's fine if that's the case. I'm not afraid of these things. So yeah, the older games, it's just, you know, you have a path laid out for you. You don't really have any real free roaming exploration available to you. You just have to do everything in a specific order. Oh, there are spiders everywhere. Look at all these ugly ass spiders. Don't get killed by spiders, come on now. There's something you're supposed to do, obviously. Perhaps they are afraid of these torches. Let's light this one over here. Still coming. It does run a hell of a lot.
That's it for the spiders.
Oh, maybe that was it. What do I know, right? Belt of range defense. I'll probably be selling that. Come back to you in a moment. There's two more hanging around outside, aren't there? Red Templars wandering around. Alright, well, whatever. Let them wander out there. Just come out and kill them in a minute.
By the end of Hardin Hightown, almost every character is revealed as a spy or a traitor.
Wait, you read my book?
It was in the Inquisition library. Everyone but Donnan turned out to be in disguise. Is that common?
Are we still talking about books, or are you asking if everyone I know is a secret agent?
Are there many tricksters in dwarven literature?
A handful, but they're the exception. Mostly they're just honoring the ancestors. It's fairy tale stuff. Human literature. Now there's where you'll find the tricky, clever, really deceitful types.
Curious.
Not really. Dwarves write how they want things to be. Humans write to figure out how things are.
Interesting. We don't have the key. Okay, well, hopefully we'll find that somewhere. These guys are all over the place now. I ever switched my staff, my upgrades from my old staff to my new one. It just occurred to me that I don't remember if I got around to that. Alright, we're coming up to an exclamation mark.
There's a woman over there.
Hello, Miner.
Who are you? Why are you following me? I'm just looking for stuff to salvage. I used to work here. I know no one needs it.
I'm with the Inquisition.
Been out here a while. But I'll assume that's important. Doesn't explain why you're following me.
Nobody's following you, paranoid.
You came all the way out here to salvage old mining equipment.
Mostly, I wanted to go into this one cave. Used to store stuff there. Damn thing wasn't overrun by spiders then. I put my wedding ring there. Couldn't stand the sight of the thing. But I couldn't throw it away either. Oh, it was a stupid argument. Part of me knew I'd still want that ring.
Well, so much for that conversation. I guess we'll have that entire conversation over. Alright. Well, let's have that conversation all over again if we can find her. Get back here. You. Miner. Return.
What do you want?
Well, I found the ring that you were looking for.
I believe this is yours.
Nothing here's worth as much as this. It's all I have left. I don't have much, but this opens one of my old caches. Whatever's left is yours. As thanks.
You have sideburns. Okay, so now we have the key. Let's go run past where we mutilated a bunch of hyenas. Let me heal myself. Something else I had done offline is I ended up what you call it? I upgraded how many potions I can carry. So instead of being stuck with only 8 potions, now I can carry 12. So I felt that was a pretty important thing to unlock. Right. What's in here? Fade Touch Serpent Stone. It's pretty sweet. Masswork metal. Applies the following to any crafted weapon or armor: Berserk, and plus 100 damage from all sources. Pretty sick. So yes, we're taking all of that. Still haven't even managed to get to that Fade Rift that we're looking for. And we still haven't found Fade Rift we were looking for. that guy's got. You deal with the sword guy. Ooh, thank you. That guy came right up behind me, almost squished me. So I was about to say that one aspect of the game, one of the many aspects of the game that I enjoy in this is how you're going around building your Inquisition. You're finding Inquisition agents and you're adding them, you know, to your allies and building up, you know, this general army, so to speak, and you know, as well as your own personal companions, which is cool. I like that there's also missions that pop up that involve some of these agents that you find. And certainly what I would like for the next Dragon Age game is to explore that even further, so that really becomes, I mean, obviously it's not going to be the Inquisition again, I would hope. But I would definitely like to have it where you have to go out and find people to become agents or workers, you know, or whatever. Like if you have a castle, say you've got a giant keep and you're bringing in all these people to work for you, I think it would be pretty awesome if they really delved into that, where it's like, you know, even something as mundane as like you find someone somewhere who happens to be an excellent cook, and finding, you know, this person who's a cook, and it helps the overall health and well-being of your companion. Anything else, because here you have these, you know, you have someone who can make sure that everyone's being properly fed and being properly, you know, nourished. You know, and again, that's just one little aspect of it, but, you know, find the right person to, you know, a blacksmith and, you know, all that stuff, just to really continue to dive into that whole aspect of the game.
Hey, Varric, I was reading your stuff. Where do your bad guys come from?
Well, some of them come from Tevinter, and some are Ben Hazrath's spies. But I like the stories where the villain was the man beside you the whole time. The best villains don't see themselves as evil. They're fighting for a good cause, and willing to get their hands dirty.
All right, that's really deep and all, but I meant where do the bad guys come from, literally? The way you write it, it's like they just fall from the sky and land on top of the hero.
I like to leave some things to the reader's imagination.
Old Dulac's path, huh? Well, we were looking for this. Okay, bring on more baddies. Done. Thank you. so is that mostly shards that are surrounding me? Yep. These are more rifts. Okay, so I need non-rift things that I, no. Man, I remember... Well, we'll take care of you idiots in a minute. I remember playing this on PS3 and really, like, knowing this area well. Like, having it kind of, you know, having it down in my head as to where everything is. And now I don't remember anything. Alright, there we go. And the old, oops, the old requisition officers, tell us that we need more stuff. As soon as we can figure out where the hell she is. There she is.
Word for you.
Yeah, you were well camouflaged, let me tell you, I couldn't see you.
What is it?
This could help us.
Spider egg core. Spider-Man. Ah. Come on, folks. Little guy. He had friends that ran up this way. I saw them. There you are. Am I even hitting? I don't think I was hitting anything. Let me check my time right here. Okay. I am just over an hour. So I think I'm gonna go to 6:15. Right now it's almost about 5 of 6, so I'll go to 6:15ish and then I'll call it quits for now. But, no, can't go that way. Was there not an easy way over there? I thought there was. It's a big desert. That Fennec is scared to death. Look at him go. Oh, this is limiting us. This is
Probably as far as we need to go.
Yep. I get it. I get it. I don't think I'm going in a circle again, am I? I haven't been through here. Oh, I have at some point been through here, but I can tell there's a rift because I saw a million red dots pop up. Oh, hello. Hello, uglies. Okay, no one stand over where it's glowing green. And we'll wreck this one right now. Thank you. Oh my God, Nug, you scared me to death. Not that time, though. Are you kidding me? So I clearly wasn't, I didn't see that. Good Lord. I didn't see that cave at all. Terrible. Alright, well, let's go back through the cave, because where we were was a little bit closer to where we hadn't been before. Is that a hyena? You know, I know there was a lot more out here. And I can't believe I hadn't done this one. How did I not do this one? Sure I did. I didn't. I can't believe it. shells. We need one more. Alright. Now, we have one more Fade Rift to worry about. And we can see it. Yeah, either this area expands quite a bit, or there's another area that I'm thinking of that's similar to this desert. Oh, there's Mr. Happy himself. To quote Rocky, "You ain't so tough. You ain't so bad." Ah, man, my stomach keeps on rumbling. It knows I'm making big ziti tonight.
As if it were reinforced, but for a few places riddled in war.
Why would the veil be warded? Why would the... It's very strange, Solus. Claim. Man, he's got himself quite ahead. The marker. The sand stretched for miles, broken occasionally by a stony outcrop. The monotony was wearing, and the longer we traveled, the more I feared we would never escape it. Suddenly, my guide pointed, and I caught sight of two distant pillars. As we rode towards them, a statue of a man became visible. Despite his stern countenance, and the fact that he held the head of some vanquished enemy, I have never seen so welcoming a face. The oasis itself lies within a canyon. From a distance, one might see only more desert. The rocky hills surrounding it look the same, not appear remarkable at all. When I expressed these thoughts to my guide, she laughed and said she could find the spot even without them. I conceded the point, not wishing to insult her skill. Still, I'm grateful to the bygone sculptor who placed his statue here. Excerpt from the Journal of Henry Duquette, Enver's Mining Company representative and amateur historian. Okay, well, it looks like the only things that are left here...
Nothing for miles. Long way to travel for a mining contract.
Yeah. It looks like all that's left is to collect those shards. Because I think this will just turn into pointless running. Or I could be wrong and it's... Nope, yep, see, it's leading me out. Okay. No need to go further. What? No. Elf fruit. Elf root grows everywhere. Very hardy plant. I'm just wandering to see if there's anything be uncovered that we weren't aware of. Witherstalk. For example, what have we here? Alright, as far as we can go that way. So yeah, I guess that's it for this area. I mean, the only other thing that's here that's of interest, again, is to collect the shards that are spread out here and then eventually get into that palace cave thing, whatever. But I can't get in there without all the shards, so that in itself is pointless. Ah, loot. There's a shard up there. Is that not a shard? Sure it is. Where are you? Obviously, it's on the ground down below me. Right. Well, everything else in this area is not really. Yeah, I can't really do anything else. Like I said, this Temple of Pride, I can't get in there because I need to get all the shards first. And everything else, we've been through all of this, so let's move on from here. Well, we can start Val Royale, although we only have 5 minutes before I decided I was going to end this. So, instead, that'll be our next stop. But for now, we'll return to Skyhold. I'm going to sell the valuables and the junk that I don't need. First we'll go there, we'll hit the war room. See if anything is complete. And I would imagine at this point there's stuff that's done. Some of the ones that were a little bit longer. I would think, because that's the first thing I did, and some of them were like an hour and 20 minutes or something, so it should be complete. Should be complete. Alright, let's go. And then after I That's right. And this, like I said, I have to make food, and I gotta feed myself, feed my son. And when I'm done eating, I'll possibly do another stream. I just don't know what time it'll be when it starts. It might not be until like 8 o'clock, which is like 2 hours from now. Yeah, something's finished. Right over here. Diverting soldiers in the Frostbacks. Correspondence sent to Commander Cullen from Lieutenant Kestrel. Commander, we were able to track down the Red Templars and put an end to their activities. We supplied their former prisoners so they might make their way home. From Mother Giselle. We will conduct prayers for our soldiers and the kind sisters who lost their way through the Frostbacks. May they find peace at the Maker's right hand. So that opens up the Operation Pursuit Through the Mountains. Well then. It's available. Well, let's do it. Commander, we were able to uncover information on the routes the Red Templars used in the Frostbacks. How shall we proceed? Lieutenant Kestrel. And Cullen says, set up an ambush. We could block their path while archers lie in wait above. Go for it. Okay, was anything else completed?
The order was sent?
This morning.
Still in the works. And so is that one. Okay. So that's all that we had to do on the war table. So we gained some influence. Anything new to talk about, Josephine?
It's good to see you.
Okay, this is all stuff I kind of talked about.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Let's go to the Undercroft. Special shipments, there's nothing in there. Nope. Oh, that's what I was going to check. So I'm using this. Oh, okay, so it's already got a corrupting rune. There was nothing else to put on there. Oblique cutter is not as good, so I can just dump that off. Can't use that till level 15. However, it's not as good as what I have anyway, and that's something that I want to save for Solus, and that for Dorian. Oh, he can use it. Is it better than what he's got? It's not as good as what he has. He has the Fade Knocker, or as I kept wanting to call it, the Fart Knocker. Okay, we didn't pick up any superb amulet. Plus 10 willpower. Enhanced cooldown. Enhanced explosive shot. Okay.
Sinmatch, pick your batch.
still need those medallions of service, I think. So I don't want to just sell those. The other thing I was going to do is let's look at our Skyhold customization and see if we have anything new. Banners are all. That's not going to change. Different badge now. Drapery. Oh, I thought I could have sworn I got something different stuff. Rolling throne. Jason throne is just crazy looking. I like the Inquisition one. I guess I didn't really get anything, you know. The potions to upgrade. Still need things, okay. Only issue is I don't use these very often. I know it makes people crazy. Dragonborn Studios. Hey, it's me, Lady Dragonborn. Hello, Lady Dragonborn. Unfortunately, it caught right at the very end of the stream because I'm about to put this to an end, but I'll be back on later. I gotta put more time and energy into thinking about these grenades because, like I said, I never really do anything with them. Jar of bees. Not the bees! Don't have any of that. Okay, this I can definitely do. Alright. There's not really anything else I can do right now without going directly into a story and stuff. So, yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here. Like I said, I'll try to be back on later on and do another stream, but I've got to make dinner and I've got to do all that stuff. So, hopefully I'll have plenty of time, maybe around 8 o'clock, but that's a complete guess. I got a lot of cooking to do. So, anyway, we did some stuff. We got some things accomplished. I think we did all we could do in that one area, and eventually we'll probably be back, but for now, I think we're all set. So the next step, we'll go to Val Royeaux, and we'll start that little plot line. I know it. I think enemies will get a little bit tougher, which is fine. And that's going to start a whole new thing. So it was pointless for me to try to do that here. So, all right. Anyway, like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back with another one soon. So until then, peace.